Do you want to find out how to find your niche in 2021 and stand out in a saturated market? Stick around. All of the businesses that I run are very niche specific. X27 started as only selling to digital agencies. Now we sell only to Golden Geese companies in the B2B, which I'll talk about Golden Geese in a second. So that's niched. The Shopify apps only sell to people that have Shopify stores. The sales training only sells to a specific list of B2B companies as well. And our course is for new entrepreneurs and people looking to grow their services business. That is a specific niche as well. And most of those are very crowded niches. Lead generation in general is a business that's very easy to start, and so a lot of people will do it. So how did we stand out in that niche? Shopify apps as well. There are so many apps that do what our apps do. One of our apps is just Facebook Messenger that people pay about $10 to $15 a month for. How are we standing out in this niche when there are so many free tools that do the exact same thing we do? What's going on, and how do you do the same? How do you stand out in a saturated niche, and how do you find your niche? That's what I want to talk about today. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. Learn how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands and take your company to the next level at email10k.com. The first thing you want to do is think about what you're good at. And a lot of you entrepreneurs that are young and just coming out of high school, or maybe still in high school, are going to hate me for this. But the best way to find out what you're good at is to get a job and then clone whatever business you got the job doing. Work in corporate America for literally 8 months to a year. You don't have to do this forever, but work in corporate America doing something. Ideally, it's a smaller company, maybe a Golden Goose company like I talked about before. So something between $5 million and $150 million in revenue, where you can build a close personal relationship with the CEO, learn everything about what they do, and then do a similar business. That is the easiest way to get started in entrepreneurship. So if you want to find your niche and you want to learn everything, that's it. Get a job in a space, get some work experience for 8 months to a year. It doesn't have to be a crazy amount of time. Then create a similar business and you're off to the races. When I started my agency, I knew exactly what to do because I had been working at an agency in New York for 1.5 years. So I knew all the basic stuff that you wouldn't find in books, that I wouldn't even know to look up. Things like how to write a proposal, how long to wait between follow-ups, all the stuff that's in Email 10K, actually. So I did put it in a course eventually. But the best way to learn is, yes, buy your courses, but then also you need work experience so that you can even understand what's going on. So think about your work experience and think about what you're passionate about and try to start a business within that. And it doesn't have to be one-to-one. So for instance, I was working at a development agency. So I was more passionate about marketing, so I started a marketing agency using what I learned from the development agency, and it worked great. I could also start, if I wanted to get more into film on the production side, I could start a video production agency using exactly what I learned from the marketing agency and from the development agency. I could probably even start construction, honestly. The way you build a house seems very similar to the way you build an app, right? So you just need some kind of work experience at the beginning so you can learn what this is. And then you can go and do whatever you want after that. The second thing you can do is target a niche that is exploding right now. When we jumped into the Shopify app business, it was because Shopify was a rapidly growing platform and a lot of people were talking about e-commerce. My mentor, Tom, from Dom and Tom, he always used to tell me that his business did so well because there was a gold rush and he was building the shovels. So everybody around 2009 when the iPhone came out wanted to make an app. So he could have taken the normal entrepreneur's path and made an app too. What's the next Facebook? What's the next Uber? But instead, he was the shovel salesman during the gold rush. So everybody wanted to make an app. He started an app development company. And I saw similar when I was working with his agency. Him and a bunch of other agency owners were in desperate need for leads as that gold rush was ending. So I became the lead vendor. I will help you find leads for your business. You need leads? And it turns out they all needed leads because that gold rush was ending. So if you can find out how to be that shovel salesman in your gold rush, you're good to go. And the way to think about that is think about what all the hype is about. So for instance, right now, if you just look at your Instagram, you can see what ads people are promoting and create a business that helps people do that sort of thing. So for instance, you open up your Instagram And a lot of the ads I've been seeing are for YouTube advertising. So hey, I'm gonna teach you how to make YouTube ads, et cetera, et cetera. So start a YouTube ads agency. That's a big one. Or a lot of people are talking about how to grow your e-commerce company or how to do drop shipping. Start something within that. That was actually why the simple apps did really good, because they were plugins for Shopify. So somebody goes in, they create their drop shipping store, then they need plugins. That's us, that's our shovel during the gold rush. So think about that. Who's doing really good during this time? What's being super hyped up? And how can you get on top of that? So for instance, cryptocurrencies are still something that people talk about a lot. So what can you build within cryptocurrencies that's not the same thing as everybody else that helps them all do it? Maybe a software that helps them build their website specifically for their cryptocurrency offering, or something that helps other people build Bitcoin wallets. See what I'm saying here? You want to be that shovel in the gold rush. You don't want to be in the gold rush itself. You want to be helping everyone that wants to do X, do X. From there, you should have a pretty good idea of what your business is going to be. And now what you want to do is target Golden Geese companies. So for instance, if you're building a Shopify application because you found out that everyone's trying to do e-com, you want to go for the highest end customer that you can within that. So Golden Geese, like we said before, are companies between $5 and $150 million in revenue. So your app should actually be targeted at major brands that are trying to go online to e-commerce. And maybe that's Shopify plugins, maybe it's not. And what does that look like? What are those major brands gonna buy? Most of the time, I think those major brands are gonna buy custom development. So starting a web development agency to help those offline brands go online might have done pretty well back when that gold rush was hot. So think about that, not just how your idea will sell, but how your idea will sell specifically to those high-end Golden Geese companies that are easier to sell to than the enterprise, but have these enterprise-style budgets. Then the last thing you wanna do is test your idea. And the easiest way I've found to do that is via cold email, emailing them directly, trying to pitch it, trying to sell it. Not asking for feedback, but asking for sales. This is actually something we cover in detail in Email 10K, if you want to check that out. You can get the link and everything down below. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. So you don't have a business idea, huh? Do you want to know what the best business to start is, regardless of market conditions? Check out the free presentation at email10k.com. We have over 200 students that are crushing it using this business strategy, even during this time. So check that out, email10k.com. Thanks for watching the video. Smash that like button to encourage the YouTube algorithm. It really helps. Subscribe for more videos like this. All of our content is super in-depth, business tutorials, how to grow your business, how to sell more, how to start your business, etc. So be sure to subscribe for more content like that. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.